What's going on, everybody? I was getting ready to put that water wetter in this truck, and it helps. That's the reason we bought it, naturally. But when I opened up the cap, it looked like mud inside. So I drained it, filled it back up, let it run, get hot, circulate, drained it. Done that a third time, and it has cleaned a lot of the mud out. I know that it hadn't got all of it out, but it has cleaned it up big time. So let me tell you where we're at on this old truck, other than it being nasty dirty. Owner came by yesterday, brought me a tag, and we took it on its first cruise. And if any of you's ever put on fuel injection, you know that they need to learn. Well, we drove it around, and it actually, for the first time out in years, like 15 years, maybe 12 years, something like that. It's been a lot. It's over 10. It actually done good. But it was wanting to act up a little bit, wanting to idle high sometimes when you would go to turn in, and then that pulls against the brakes. But Dylan and I come in this morning, and I told him, I said, we're gonna go get some gas. Oh yeah, the gas gauge is not working. It quit. It was working, but once it hit the gas, I don't know, something happened. But I said, we're going to get some windshield time and check this thing out and see how it does. It runs cool. The water wetter just makes it better. Makes it run cooler. The air conditioning all works good. But it is running way better. We actually drove it a few miles before Dylan turned on the speedometer on his phone. And then after that, we drove it 98 miles. So actually we drove it over 100 miles today, maybe 105, 110, something like that. It really does good. It runs good, it drives good, it stops good, it handles good. But gas gauge don't work. The speedometer, the original speedometer was growling, had to unhook it. And I was trying to get it ready for him to come and get it, permanently. I've still got to fix the roof, but right now the booth side and everything is full. So we were trying to get some windshield time on this baby. So Dylan's going to get some fresh antifreeze, and we're going to add the water wetter in it, and we're going to drive it one more time today, I think. But it shifts. I can't recall when the last time that I driven a 700 R4, and I'll be honest with you, it's been so long I can't even say that I have. We've adjusted the cable, and it shifts out at about 2400. I personally would like to have it to shift down lower, but that transmission is a pressure type transmission. It likes, if you go online and look it up, the recommendation is to shift it anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000, because that gives the pump more pressure, the longer it holds out, and that makes the life of it better. But I don't like it. But it's not always about what I like. But anyway, we've been gone for a couple days. The internet was acting crazy. I bought some new internet. We're trying it out. So maybe this video will upload. we bought Starlink. If any of you's out there that's got Starlink, type down in the comments how long you've had it and if you like it. And if you don't like it, let us know. But the people around here that's got Starlink, it really works good. So y'all stay tuned. I appreciate you. Let me get you in here this morning. So at the end of the other video that I stopped yesterday, I was flushing the radiator and then we were going to take it for another drive. Well, we did. Check this out. We got oil leaks from the beginning to the end. And we're gonna clean all that up, try to figure out exactly. I think oh yeah, it has leaked out overnight. Right there, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that trail is coming from that timing chain cover seal, I'm pretty sure. See where it, watch it when I wipe my finger on it. See how it disappeared to black. So it's leaking there and running down. I mean, it's just slinging everywhere under here. It's all wet. The reason we put it back on the lift is because the transmission wasn't shifting accordingly. So let me give you a little bit of understanding on a 700R4 transmission. If you can see right here, right there, that's where the governor is at. Not the governor of North Carolina, the governor of this transmission. All right, this is 700R4. It has a TV cable or a throttle valve cable is what it's actually called. If you adjust it too loose, the pressure will not be great enough. It'll change, but it will do what they call stack shifting. It'll go first, second, third, fourth, real fast. Under a low pressure, because the TV cable is what helps the pump, or what tells the pump, hey, we need pressure, because the 700R4 likes pressure. If you run it too loose, it creates low pressure and it will burn out. If you adjust it too tight, it will not hurt the transmission, but it will make it shift hard and long, as in like a high RPM. So for this one here, when it's cold, it will shift from first to second at around 3,500 RPM. That's not good. After we drove it yesterday about 100 miles, the transmission was good and hot before the 100 miles was up, it started shifting out at about 2,400, which is, from the specs on a 700R4, 2,000 to 3,000 is your shift points, because it's pressure oriented. I don't like that. I like the 350 turbo or the 400 turbo. Or a C6, C4 or something like that. You just put it in gear and go, and it changes, and it's not operated by a governor or a TV cable. Well, I'm going to show you, once we get this pan off, what the TV cable does and how it works and how to set it correctly. In the meantime, I'm going to pop this cover off this governor and check it out. Now, the governor is a splined shaft that fits up inside here, and the plastic gear rolls on the output shaft or the tail shaft, and the weights inside here sling out, and that helps with the changing of the transmission. So the lighter a spring, the more RPMs it takes for it to sling out. The heavier the spring, the quicker it will sling out. if you've ever owned a go-kart, they have a centrifugal clutch. A lot of them just got 3 teeth with springs in between, and they sling out and lock against the cylinder or the clutch bell itself, and then it's got a sprocket on the end of it that is connected to the chain. Well, if you've got a light spring, then that engine's going to rev up high before it slings out and engages to go. It's kind of like having a stall converter in a race car. They rev up high but don't move while you've got the trans brake or the foot brake on, and then when it launches, it's already at a high RPM, so it launches good. Let me get you in here and we'll see what we got. All right, let me get you back. Here's the governor. There is the lid that come off. It looks like a big bearing cover over your front spindle. That's what it looks like. And yes, it's got fluid in it. And it's going to continue to drip. So let's get it out here. Get you turned around. This is a governor for 700 R4. This is your gear that turns. That might be the reason it, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to freely turn. All right, I see the problem on his, why it's not shifting right. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but inside right here, maybe you can zoom in, maybe you can see, I hope. If not, you might find a better video. There's a valve inside of here that works up and down, and as that turns, it helps sling these out. They're supposed to sling out. It's got light gray springs in it, but anyway, I've got to try to get that unstuck. We'll put this back in, drop this pan, change the filter, clean, put new fluid and all. And I washed this out with a grease and wax remover and got it to where it's working free now, because when you turn it up like that, listen. It's opening and closing, because see, I'm holding the springs together, but it's working perfect in there. I sure hope that y'all can see that sliding up and down freely. Like I said in the other video, we're gonna change the fluid and filter, and in my opinion, this is the best way to get it out, because this drain pan didn't have a plug, and we don't want to make a mess just everywhere. Not yet, it's too early of a morning. Yeah, it's a leaker. Let me turn my light on, maybe it won't flood it out. You can see right through there. It might not have been leaking from the seal. Maybe, well, it's just leaking. Look like it's leaked. It's leaking, put it that way. We're gonna put a new one in it. We got the pan off, and you ain't gonna believe this. The filter, see that O-ring that's made onto it? Mine naturally was stuck like Chuck. So I had to take and cut through the edge of it with that, because that little nylon, I don't know why it was stuck so tight. Anyway, we're making progress on this early, oily Thursday morning. If you hadn't ever seen inside the 700 R4, there you go. Get you some of that wired and all. Well, the pan is clean and the magnet is somewhat clean, but look at all that cauliflower looking in the middle. Watch it. That is fine particles of metal that is magnetized to that magnet. So that's got to be cleaned off really good. It was really dirty, but I got it clean, got the pan clean. Cleanliness is everything, you know, on something like this. Are we a mechanic shop or a body shop? And the answer is yes. When you're in this type of work and you're in a small town, let's say we lived in California and you had multiple different offers of services close to you, like you see on the TV. They're really not that far apart, some of them. They may restore and paint one side and next door, or a quarter mile down the road there may be a brake shop or a transmission shop, or specializing in this, that, and the other. Well, in a small town of 800, we don't have a lot of specializing shops. So you just have to learn to do what you can do. Sometimes we go to school for certain things, and sometimes we learn from the real world. We learn from mistakes and stuff like that. Oftentimes you can learn from someone else's mistake. But that being said, we are a one-stop shop if you need anything fixed. Right, let me get you back in here. See this plunger with the notches in it? That is here's your TV cable that runs up through and is connected to the bottom of your carburetor, your throttle linkage. When it is pulled, see how it's touching? That's how much movement you've got until it engages. You want that TV cable set up there. You can pull it and feel. That way it's not riding on it. You want it right on it. And then when that 4-barrel pulls in, the harder you drive it, the more it pushes the plunger, the more it makes the pressure higher to give you harder shifts, longer shifts, better shifts. If you leave this loose like that and say you're riding around at half throttle before it engages, it's going to burn your transmission up in just a few miles. They say within a couple of miles or less. When we drop it down, I'll show you on the other end as to what we've got going on, but I'm going to pull it until it touches, and then when your throttle, when you accelerate, it'll actually pump. All right, we got it back together. We're getting ready to make our voyage. Transmission pan and filter fluid's been changed, oil was changed. We put a new seal in behind the harmonic balancer. Let's go. Let's circle the block, see what we got. Well, I'm gonna get you back in here for the final time today. We got oil leaks. Oil pan gasket is leaking. Dylan got this leak here sealed up, but it doesn't matter if it's sealed up because everything else is leaking. Look, it's fixing to drip from the header. The transmission is not leaking, no. Or, you know, the pan. But that don't really matter either, because it shifts better, but not like what I think it should. But anyway, when you ease down on it, it slips. So it's a good driver. Just normal driving, it don't slip or anything like that. But when you ease into it, it starts letting loose. So it's gonna have a transmission rebuild, I guess, unless he's gonna take it and just drive it around. And I don't think he's not that type of person. But we think, you know, as you see, you might have just seen that drip. It's dripping between there, the back of the pan, the torque converter and all that, slinging it around. And then you've got leaks like the front out of the gasket and stuff, like right here. You can see it's weeped out, and we tightened up the bolts, but it weeps out and then runs across here and just gets everywhere. But I'm tired of messing with it today. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Anyway, y'all have a good day.